Can y'all hear me now? Please say yes. Please say yes. Y'all can hear me. Is it clear? Is it on? My God. My goodness. Okay, now let me add myself back to the damn stage. I'm still being heard. Oh shit. Okay, I'm still being heard. Okay. All right. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Oh, that's the wrong one. How is this the one? This is crazy, y'all. I'm trying to get my other camera to turn on. Hold on. I know y'all. Just hold on. Bear with me a second. Okay. I got to plug my camera back up. So just give me a second. Because I had unplugged everything to see what's the reason I didn't have no sound. So hold on. And I want to address the comment that I just seen, but we're going to get to the superstars in the chat first. Fuck them. Because I knew a pussy hoe was going to try to come and say some shit like that. Okay. So I'm plugging my camera back up now. Just give me a minute. Say front camera. Okay. Extra camera. It's plugged in. So what is the problem? Oh, it got to be like plugged into my laptop in order for it to work with my laptop. And that is the problem because the sound got to be working too. Now, the sound. It's still on. So I should be good with that. I want to be able to use my mouse too. I'm sorry, y'all. I have so many freaking cords around me. It's crazy. Okay. Put that in HD. And I think I'm on now. Okay. I'm so hurt behind this. Like, y'all can't see me. I don't like that. I've been testing this out all freaking day. All freaking day. And it was working fine. See, there's me. Let me do this. Let me do it like that. This how we gonna make it happen today. Long as y'all can see me and hear me. Okay? Because we have a lot of things to talk about. We have a lot of things to talk about. If you don't like my content, if you have a problem with what I want to discuss, then, leave. You don't have to be here. All content creators have been watching all content creators when it comes to Naziyah and when it comes to Kimani. Trust me, even if they think they bigger than all the rest of us content creators, they watch us too. So just like that content creator that you're speaking of, she streamed me. Okay. So let's make it very clear. And furthermore, I have always said, I'm from Detroit. Let's make that clear. I know exactly who Frank is. And from the very beginning, I always said, for those that know me and those that always watch me and support this channel, you guys know how I feel about synchronicities. Am I right or am I wrong? I've said from the very beginning that numbers and numerology is my thing, and colorism, and not colorism, but breaking down colors and patterns and things of that nature. Correct? I also told you guys that I was going to break it down for you as well. Now, I was on several content creators' pages today getting a whole lot of information. Okay? I know my camera is right there, but I'm looking at a couple of different screens so I can get the comments. Okay? So welcome everybody. Sorry for that delay. I appreciate you all being here. And let's see who we got in the chat. I'm not even sure if my mic is working. I don't even know. I can hear it in my ear, but I don't know if y'all hear it as crystal clear as I do, or if y'all hearing the sound from my laptop. Either way it go, as long as you can hear me, I'm going to just talk. Okay? All right. I don't have to copy anybody to get anything. All right, Miss Erica J. How you doing? It sounds like Serenity. How are you doing? We got Miss Lax in the chat. Natasha, hey girl, hey Batman. Kuwana. Ty Beezy, hey. Who else is here? Batman says, was just watching a live Kimani's aunt did. The grandma should not be able to leave the house without threats of violence at this point. Hey, Caris. Oh, brother, hey. Say unnecessary. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. And I got my notes because I don't want to miss anything. I've really been doing a lot of, all day looking into things, researching people, their families, who owns what's going on. Because what has always stuck out to me was the fact that certain numbers stuck out, and then that red and yellow color has been seen throughout this entire case. I've noticed that from the very beginning. Okay. Now, I have met Frank several times in person. He may not remember me, obviously, because he has a business that was in my hood where I was born and raised. Okay. So my family deal with that particular shop on Harper and Connor area. So I have met Frank in person. And I will say Frank gives off a very eerie, he do give off an eeriness about him. Okay. Real macho, like serious, like, okay. Here, let me do you a favor. Let me do one for you. All right. Where's the mods, y'all? Get Cat Burglar out of here. Burglar ass about my comments, because I don't care what you said. You can say that shit over there, because I don't care. Okay? A lot of people don't know who Frank is. So let's be clear. Frank is the owner of Frank's Auto. Okay? Where Jarvis and the bald head guy, what's his name? King, was working for. Frank has so many different businesses in Detroit. Not only does he have a lot of business in Detroit, his family does. I mean, from the east to the west, okay? Yeah, I'm not stealing content. If that's the case, she stole my content, but I'm not saying that. I mean, you people stream shit all the time. People stream shit all the time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, I am, say, Love Angel. Hey, Love Angel. She say, thank you, Spiritual. Let me try to get your comment up there. Thank you, Spiritual, because you cut no corners. This Frank is right. Okay. And I'm going to tell y'all the reason why I said, you know what, this will be the time to talk about Frank. And the fact, yes, he is an Arab. I believe he is, they definitely speak Arabic. Okay. He goes by the name Frank, but his legal name is not Frank. Okay. His government name is not Frank. Lebanon, Lebanese. He may be Lebanese. I don't know. But I believe they speak Arabic as well. Okay. So several things that I want to address, y'all. Thank you for the super sticker, Love Angel. Thank you. Shout out to you. Okay. Let me get the question. So I got to get used to my setup, y'all. Okay. So Frank, she say, so Frank is the owner of the hotel and auto shop. Now, see, I'm going to get there because this red and yellow has been popping up everywhere. Okay. So I know exactly who you talking about. Weird vibes for sure. Yeah. But one thing about it though, Frank was very clean. Like his shops, they are always very clean. And if you were to go there, you would see him cleaning up. He cleans up all the time. Hey, Jazzy T. So let's deal with the 40 years of CPS first. Let's deal with the 40 years of CPS over on what's his name? I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot his name. Shank's page. She came back to his page and did another interview in regards to the 40 years of CPS. I haven't listened to it. I wanted to listen to it with you guys and give my reaction and honest thoughts while listening. Now, most of you know how I feel about Kenya. I feel like she's a bona fide fucking liar. And I feel like all of a sudden you want to give information about CPS when all of this time you've been claiming to not know much. You and your daughter has been claiming to not know much about Annette and much about the abuse that was taking place or CPS. So I am interested in seeing what it is that she has to say about this. I did hear a few seconds of into the interview. Shank asked her a question about a guy named Evangelist Kenneth. And I noticed she took a pause. So before she could even complete her thought and then open her mouth and respond, I just hit pause. But I did look him up on Facebook because there was also a video that Shank had posted in regards to Naziyah and some other children out bowling and things like that. So I would like to play that for you guys as well, so you guys can see who this evangelist Kenneth is and what he looks like. And I think this is important because also in a video recently on another content creator's page who had a victim of Jarvis speak on her platform, and she gave her basically a rundown and explaining what happened between her and Jarvis and how he basically tried to kidnap her and use her as a sex worker. Okay. She also mentioned in her story that there was a gay man that was driving. Well, he appeared to be a gay man, and he had some type of multicolored bang going on, but he seemed to be very wealthy. Now, I'm not saying that Kenneth is that person, but I don't know. We're going to explore all speculations, okay? But she said, good question, love Angel. What did she say? What was the question? Does anybody know if any tire burning was done in that area around that time? I don't know if any tire burning was done in that area around that time, but I do know Frank had been charged with illegally dumping tires in a neighborhood in Detroit. So could it be a thing that he does? Maybe, you know, who knows? Okay. So let's get into this interview really quick. And then we're just going to dive in from there. Hey, Erin. She said, hey, SD in chat. I'm here. You in the bushes. All right, gal. Okay. She said she here for the roller coaster ride because it is definitely just that. All right. Now I was thinking, like, should I even have this close on the screen? But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and leave it that big because I don't know, something about Kenya just give cringe. Okay, I ain't even gonna hold y'all up. But we need to be able to pay attention to what she say, how she say it, and her body language while she's saying it. Okay, so we're finna study this. We're finna study this. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Okay, good. I'm trying to. Where is the other one? Oh no, it's still up there. Okay. Here, we can do it like that. There we go. Okay.
Shay, Kalila, salute.
Do we hear the sound to the video? Say, love it. She say, her and Roxy ain't shit from the time Roxy peeped on the scene and found that evidence. It was a wrap for me. Exactly. That took the cake for me too. Because I'm like, what? You just felt okay saying that? I would have never told the public that. If that's what happened,
Melanie,
how people are going to look at me, nah, and how people already see you, that was not beneficial at all. It just made it worse, you know? Not sure if y'all can hear anything, so let me reshare it. It's pissing me off, y'all. Especially when I know I be practicing before I get on here to make sure I got it together. And they still want to act crazy. Okay. That the sound is.
Appreciate you, Melanie.
I think, yeah.
Appreciate you, Melanie.
Okay. The sound is.
Appreciate you, Melanie.
If you're looking to sell your car, Carvana will give you a real offer in. Looking to sell your car.
All right. How you feeling?
I feel great. Yep, I can hear you.
Talk to me about this evangelist guy, can you?
Ooh, so that is it's echoing. That is Kenneth, and before all of this happened,
Can y'all hear it? Let me know. I love Angel said another thing when they went in that apartment with Mark D and everything shut down. It's been a whole different scene. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can't hear. That's the thing. Y'all can hear, but I can't hear. And if I turn my phone up,
I didn't like him. It's echoing, so sorry. I don't know how to get
Now
rid of
you
it.
sound good on my end. You sound good on my end.
Okay, so when I met him, I didn't like him. And before we had her Kiki, before she told me 4 months prior, I had went over there to pick that up, and when I picked her up, I got this weird feeling, and I was taking her somewhere, and I literally asked her while I was taking her. I said, "Are you sure Kenneth isn't touching on me, children over here?" And she said, "No." She was like, "No, he wouldn't do anything like that. He wouldn't do anything like that." I said, "Are you sure?" So with that being said, I was like, I don't know. I just don't get a good feeling about that. And she said, "No, he wouldn't touch me. I would know." I said, "Okay."
y'all saying it has. Y'all saying it has an echo? Now I can hear, but y'all can't. Okay, listen. It just seemed to be not working out. Y'all can't even see me, can y'all? Hey, Angie. Well, I know y'all can hear me now because I took it off mute. But I could hear the video as it was playing. Remember, I said I couldn't hear it at first. I made some adjustments and then I could hear it. But then y'all say it has an echo. Some of the echo I think was coming from the actual video too. But I don't want to keep going and y'all can't hear it. Say you hear me well. Okay. Miss Erica said yes. It was the actual video. It was playing fine on your end. You're good, sis. Okay. So I'm gonna hit the play button. Okay. Energy is just really off tonight.
So months later, when Kiwana came over or whatever and told me what was going on with the children, that's when I was like, wow. So I was wrong because I was thinking it was him, but it turned out to be Jarvis. So with that being said, Kiki also told me some other things about him. And what she had told me was is that he assaulted Florentino. That's not Florentino, that's Kenneth.
All right. So stop right there for a minute. Kenya. Appreciate that super sticker, Tommy. Appreciate that super sticker. Because you kind of like echoing and breaking up a little bit. Are you on a computer or a phone? Are you on a computer or a phone?
Computer.
You on a computer? How far away from the computer are you?
Yeah, I'm right in front of it.
Okay.
I'm right in front of it.
Okay, that sounds much better. That sounds much better.
Oh, so I need to
no, don't go back too far. So stay right there and let's just see. Let me test the volume. So from the beginning, when you first met him, you had a bad vibe.
Monday.com is the best AI for work. And here's why. Let me show you some of the mind-blowing things thousands of...
And what was the bad vibe like?
He just something just was, you know how you just get a feeling about somebody like they creepy?
Right. And can you repeat what you said to Annette? Because you was breaking up when you spoke on what you had said to Annette about him, about you, you know, and what did Annette say when you told her about the funny feeling that you had?
I just asked her, was she sure that he wasn't touching on none of them children over there? She said,
Now, when we spoke, you did mention something about the 2 children that were touched, and you was believing that this evangelist guy was the one. Do you believe that he's the one that touched those 2 children? What 2 children
I know, y'all. I paused it. I paused it. You know, because I'm over this setup tonight. Yeah, I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't like it. I don't like how I feel right now. I don't. I don't like it. And I feel like I can't even respond like I want to because the connection is acting weird. So yeah, I think I might come back and play that video for you guys later, but we can still talk and discuss some things without that video because I need to be able to intervene like I normally do and speak and then hit play. And that is not how things are working for me right now. So oh, it's okay, love angel. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not. I just, I need this to run smoothly. I really do. I need this to run smoothly. And that could be it, love angel. Because what? When I tell y'all, I have spent hours making sure that this setup was complete and sound good. Both my setups was working perfectly fine. My mic was working right. Everything was good. Hey, Krisha. So I'm thinking maybe if I hook my mic up to my phone and speak from there and just record from there, then I'll be able to record how I normally do, but I didn't want to do that, while I'm already live. Like, who wants to do that? I remember where I put my little stuff. Because look, I got so much written down right here. Look at my notes, y'all. Y'all probably can't even see my notes, but I got so much stuff written down. Yeah, y'all probably can look. We got 111 in the chat when I look up too. Yeah. I also want to say that it's been said on from multiple sources that Frank, the car shop owner, also has a record of pedophilia and messing with children and things of that sort. It's been said that he did not go to prison for it or anything of the sort. In fact, he only got probation. Yes, y'all, still hit that like button. Still hit that like button. Yeah, so the fact that he has been charged with those type of crimes, doesn't that make us feel like or make us think that birds of a feather flock together? That's probably the reason that Jarvis and King and all of them were even working for him to begin with. Remember, we were speaking about organized crimes and, them using these businesses as a cover up and underground tunnels and shit like that. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Yeah, because it's deep. And you know what? The more research I do on this, the deeper I realize this rabbit hole goes really, really deep. And I know that they don't want the people digging. I know they wanted us to just stop at Kim Worthy saying they got their guy. We got the guy. Stop looking. I know they wanted that, but people like me and y'all who have not, this case has not set right with them from the very beginning. We don't just stop because they want us to stop. You keep digging. You keep digging because these are children that are being unalive, taken advantage of, abused, neglected, and SA'd, and all of the wicked things that they do to our children. So how do we just keep sitting back and accepting the fact that, oh, our children just, yeah, this happened and move on? Like, this is not the way it should be. There are no coincidences. Everything is happening because of the adults that plan these things. None of these children just go up missing. I don't believe that. I refuse. And if you're a type of person like me that likes to pay attention to detail and not miss a beat, then you know exactly what I mean when I say what I say. Love Angel said they're lying and Kim is opposed. Yeah. Yeah, she was so nasty at the fake press conference. Right. Her energy said, back up. Don't dig. This is it. We got our guy. Don't ask no more questions. Naziyah is a Christ figure in the spirit world. Absolutely. She's our divine feminine. Shout out to Lamar. Miss Erica said without a trace at that. Right, Angie. So it's like, no, we must keep doing what we're doing. They need to change these laws. But ultimately, we as a community need to hold people accountable as well. Hold each other accountable as well. They need to investigate every single claim. I don't care how they need to do it, how they need to work it out. If they need to hire more people, get more money, do whatever these systems got to do to ensure that the children are safe. Make house visits. I don't know. It should be some type of way for them to determine if the child is being coerced, if the child is lying out of fear, how the children are psychologically. Certain buzzwords used to describe the abuse taking place in the house should also be investigated, depending on the circumstance, what's being said, or what the parent or guardian is being accused of. It needs to be investigated, period, point blank. It shouldn't be, oh, we didn't have enough evidence. Check off all the boxes before you say we don't have enough evidence. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Ensure all the boxes, all the right boxes are being checked off, and all the wrong boxes are being investigated. You say, it sounds like Serenity says, the one investigating covering it up, sadly. We have to take our communities back. Absolutely. Right. The ones who claim to be for the people and for the public and protecting the people, you know, the ones with all the blue on, patrolling the streets, or black, whatever color they wear where you are, the brown, the detectives, the prosecutors, the attorneys, who claim to be for the people. Protect your peace. How are you? Realist in the chat, y'all. Love Angel says, also us as humans, if you see it, report it. Absolutely. Say chance is nothing but a law that's not recognized. Miss Lack says they don't want people digging because there are more Jarvises, right? Jarvises out there, and it's the ones that's supposed to be protecting the people that are the pedos. It's unfortunate, but it is the abusers. You know, they just use their professions to cover it up. That's just it. It sounds. Let me put that on the screen so the other detectives can go and look that up. She says, look up Pizzagate Tide. It's basically, I mean, Ted, it's basically a FBI agent exposing the CIA. Batman says, did you all happen to see the lady on TikTok who called her cousin S.A.ing her younger cousin, took a vid for evidence, and the grandma just kept yelling, let it go. You know, that tends to happen way too much and too often in our families. They don't want to deal. It's too much. They don't want the monster to suffer any consequences or jail time or whatever the case is. The red and yellow. The red and yellow is kind of like landmark. You know how I feel like it's a significance to it. What exactly is these organized crimes using the red and yellow color for exactly? I'm still figuring that part out. But it's not a coincidence that I've seen it throughout this case. Not just the gates on 3 Mile in Cornwall, and not just at Frank's auto shop, at the hotel to travel in. Let me see if I can share the screen with y'all. And show y'all what I mean. She said, SD, did you hear about the story of the sheriff that unalived a judge because the sheriff was sleeping with his underage daughter? No, I didn't. Where was that at? Say the red and yellow are McDonald's. Well, psychologically, I know the colors red and yellow are easily like to see, you know, as far as business wise go. I remember when Frank changed the colors of that shop over on Connors and Harper, you couldn't help but to see it. But I'm wondering, what was that to be recognized in another way? Because again, we all know that Naziyah and those children going up to that shop was not cleaning the shop. They wasn't cleaning the shop. Okay. So in a way, Frank cleaned up them shops. I know what no kids going up to Frank's shop cleaning up, because I personally seen him cleaning up all the time when we did go. So I know that wasn't it either. Right. You can't help but see it. It's red and yellow. Can't help it. Let me pull up the travel in. Well, it's called Parkcrest now on Harper and Connor, but it used to be called the Travel Inn. So I'm gonna just look up the Travel Inn. Oh dang, I meant to leave that screen up, but it's okay. It's all right. And then there was something else I noticed too, like when looking up the businesses that Frank has and his family members have, they have, it was like over 20 businesses. Over 20. A lot of them expired. But I just noticed that pattern. Like, why do they open so many businesses, LLCs, and corporations? Some of the incorporations and LLCs have multiple positions with that one name. So that could have been like the resident agent, the secretary, the treasurer, the director, or president, but it'll have the same person as all of those roles. And a lot of them were home addresses, expired, demolished, or just simply renamed. And I'm wondering, was there some type of fraud going on with money? I'm just, all of this is alleged. Everything that I say, I forgot to even say my disclaimer. All of this is alleged. Everything that I say, okay, this is my speculations, my thoughts, and observations. Okay. You say the Travel Inn is still on Harper and Connors now. Yes, it is, Angie. You say every shop by my house. Every shop, it's so small. I can't even see. So damn small. Hold on. Can't see the words. Okay, every shop at my house on the west side has the same color scheme. Just stands out, and it makes me wonder. And knowing that they have businesses from Dearborn all the way past, all the way out to like Chesterfield. So if anybody know anything about Detroit and the surrounding cities, you know that's quite a distance. Okay. They have everything from like at point clothing stores, car shop, tire shops. And not all of them were red and yellow, but most. Okay. And like I said, a lot of the addresses were home addresses. And let me share the screen with y'all while I'm talking. Hold up. I'm definitely gonna come back with this same title, hopefully sometime tomorrow, where I can share my screen properly with you guys and we discuss some things where you can visibly see. Okay. Say stop. It sounds says stop being so trusting. We are our kids. Even pastors get caught being pedos. They sure do. They sure enough do. Okay, so here I have the Travel Inn pulled up here. Well, they got me all down the freeway, so let me come up off the freeway. So I can show y'all a few things, and hopefully it ain't too damn slow. We can get to it. Okay, so you can see that this gate right here is running. To me, I feel like it's just some type of it's some type of significance. I'm still trying to pinpoint it. Like, I don't know if they are using these colors as some type of landmark, like this, you know, this building or this business is human trafficking, allegedly, you know, something. It's something to let another person know or something. Like, I feel like it, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like some bullshit be going on up in there. Right. Love Angel says that nasty ass motel is involved too. See, you see what I'm saying? It's like, how is it? How? Okay, Miss Erica, she says she following me. Because this is not ironic. This is not, oh, you know, we just happen to choose that color. Because even when we go back, and then I'm gonna take us to Cornwall and 3 Mile too. And also, I don't know if any of you guys are from Detroit, but there used to be a lady on Connor and Harper, and she would also be at Dickerson and Harper on a corner. She loved to paint. She would always refresh the flowers out there. They'd be fake flowers, but she always refresh the flowers, and she'd be out there painting the concrete. And I'm really not looking for your confirmation, because I'm gonna think what I'm gonna think regardless. If you think it's too deep, this is not the channel for you. Because the truth is more strange than the lies that we've been told. That's what you gotta know. That's what you gotta know. So anyway, Miss Erica and those who are in alignment with me, there was a lady who painted, and I wonder if she was the one who painted some of Frank's business down there on Dickerson and Harper, or I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about, because it looks like her work, honestly. Even at that house, we're gonna go to that house too. But y'all see the gate. Y'all see the gate is red and yellow. This gate has not always been red and yellow. Oh, right, Angie. She would keep it nice and clean. She would. It was almost like she loved to do it. She loved to do it. And I really remember her because my mother, she used to give her things. So that's how I can remember, you know. And so I live in Detroit. She always kept it clean too. The lady on Connor, she's so nice. Right. And she paint the rocks and things like that. It sounds it's not trying to be prejudiced, but them Arabs be trafficking. They try to kidnap me when I was a child. That's very interesting that you said that, because as I did my research as well, I stumbled across what seemed to me to be some type of cult that one of the alleged relatives of Frank, you know how you can like pages on Facebook and you can see the like pages? It looked like they may have an association with the cult. But I want to be able to show these things to y'all, you know, with my screen and not just talk about it, because we like to see stuff. Okay, so here we have this red and yellow fence. There's a backstory to her. Barbie, you talking about the lady, the painter, the lady that likes to paint and decorate. That's what you talking about, Barbie? And I'm not surprised, Lamar, if you're talking about the cult. I'm not surprised. I knew it would lead to that. Okay, I knew that. I didn't know what or where or how, but I knew it, because these organized crimes are usually organized by these secret societies and these so-called religions and things like that. And ultimately, I'm sure it goes back to the Pope. I'm just saying. That's just my wild thoughts, okay? Now, let's see 2013, what this look like. He said everything is connected. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is 2013. We can see that the gate was black and yellow. around 2017 of July. So that's 7/17. That's when we can see the change happening. But as you can see, the name is still the same. So I guess they just wanted to renew the fence. But why? Why? It had been black for the longest, okay? Since I was young. Like, why all of a sudden did they change that color? I know for a fact that Frank is very neat about his shit. So if Frank had anything to do with this hotel, it probably would have been his idea to change that color, right? Jarvis and them shop, I don't think, if Frank had anything to do with that shop, with them maybe purchasing the shop, or maybe they own this gas station here. Let me wait for the screen to catch up. Maybe they own this car wash / gas station. Who knows? Lamar, yes, you're right. You're right. Kaylin said, is that by WC3? Yes, it is. It's right across the street. But WC3 is down some past the freeway or the bridge. But yes, it's close. It sounds like Serenity said, yep, all them kids are staying in the Catholic Church. Okay. That coven. Mm-hmm. Lamar says those are the colors of low vibration, which compare the human body below the waves, which will even make more sense, right? That they will be operating from such a way to children, right? Because they operate from their animalistic nature, and they don't think anything's wrong with it, long as they get paid or some type of fame or fortune out of it. But as y'all can see, at this time, this was 2018. The shop didn't look how it looked now. It was painted. This gate got painted around that same time as well, and this is a tire shop. It would not surprise me if Frank owned this here too. Why? Because he loved to make sure shit is color coded, and looking nice. Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. Now, when did he, let's see, when did he change the color of that shop? Yeah, low vibrational food places use certain colors too as well. Yep. Say that young lady Allie Carter has been called everything but a child of God. I don't know if her whole story is true, but she definitely confirms, what I know about child trafficking. I'm going to say that I believe a victim if they saying that's what they experienced, and who am I to say they didn't? Especially if their stories don't change. She said the root chakra is red, the sacral chakra is orange, and the solar plexus is yellow. So when we look at it from that aspect, Lamar, as in like the red and yellow, that could explain, this crime that they're committing and why they would use those colors. Right? Exploiting the sense of safety and your willpower, and basically using these children for whatever they want to use them for, or even taking them out and harvesting their souls in some type of way, or harvesting them one way or the other, whether it's from actual unaliving or sexual activities, using their bodies to be sold. You say because each color is off of sound, frequency, elemental frequencies, and mental. Yeah, right. Okay, right. So you get what I'm saying, Lamar. That makes sense to me. It definitely does. Shit, I don't even know if it's my Wi-Fi. So, you know, and in the Matrix, they have to make these sacrifices. They have to make these, you know, to that demiurge God, the one that they worship, whether they are aware of it or not. But I think that they are, because the young lady who was speaking about how Jarvis tried to kidnap her and what happened, she said he knew exactly what he was doing, and a driver who drove all the way to Saginaw to pick her up knew exactly what was going on as well. She said that Jarvis had told her when he picked her up, and I believe her name was Key, not sure of her full name, but she said Key. When Jarvis picked her up after they had conversed over a month or so, she basically said that he was playing it cool for them 30 days that they spoke, and up until the point where he picked her up from Saginaw. And when she got in the car, there was this guy driving with the wig on. And Jarvis said to Key, bitch, when we get to my house, you're going to sweep and clean my house. That's what he told her. The driver knew. It was aware. The driver made a stop. She said the driver, she appeared to be wealthy, had money, because they made a stop at a house in between Saginaw and Detroit. And who that person is still in question, and where they stopped at exactly is still in question. She also said that she was 18 at the time, so this happened 20 years ago. She's 38 now. So Jarvis would have been about 22. And she actually would have been the first victim had she made it out and pressed charges and things like that. If she had made it out, she would have been the first one before the girl who Jarvis went to prison for 10 years. Because right after that is when that incident happened with the other young lady, who she was underage, and Jarvis eventually went to prison. So anyway, the driver knew. They get to Detroit. Jarvis told the driver, hey, take her to the corner where she gonna be working at. Alexis, I just said that.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like
I just said that. And I've also said that earlier on in my live. You must have just got here. She said, I said a man wearing a wig, a multicolored bang wig at that, right? That's what I heard. I took notes. Okay. It was definitely a man. Now, who that person was exactly, I don't know. We don't know. Nobody actually knows. She didn't go into details, unless she went into details with somebody else. I don't know. But nonetheless, the point is, they know. The people around Jarvis knows. The people, oh, okay. Okay, Alexis. The people around Jarvis knows what be going on with these children. That's the whole point. They think nothing of it. Although the young lady was 18, that's still that's still fairly young, okay? Luckily she got out. Luckily her family provided her with a phone for her to contact her family so that she could wiggle her way out of that situation. But she did say that she was there about 3 to 4 days. And he definitely took advantage of her sexually, started from the first night that they got to this house. Let me pull my map back up. Miss Erica said for him to say you're going to sweep and work for me is mind blowing. It's definitely trafficking. Right. And it does sound like something that he would say, being as though Shannon and them made it very clear that Jarvis would say things like that to get the children, the girls in particular, to come to the shop and possibly be trafficked. Possibly. The archons. The archons. I got some little sound effects, y'all, but I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to hear them because I want to clap for that. Absolutely. See, we are in a spiritual war, whether y'all want to realize it or not. We got 143 people in the chat. Make sure y'all like that like button. We are in a spiritual war. Okay? The war is truly and honestly against our sovereignty, our divinity, and ultimately against the divine feminine. The children are not safe. The women are not safe. Hell, most of us ain't. But what can we do as a community? What are some things that y'all feel like we can do as a community? Right, Kaylin. She did say the building was red where he told her that she was going to be working. There was also at the corner of Kirchville and Fisher. Kirchville and Fisher. There was a red and yellow market. There was a red and yellow market store. And I noticed that too. And I'm like, dang, that's ironic. I tried to look into that, see who owns this. Who owns this? And who would have owned it back in, I believe she said it was, now somebody can definitely correct me when I say this. I think she said 2005 or 4. But around that time. But the earliest photo that they have of that yellow and red market on the corner of Kirchville and Fisher, because Fisher is a street that she was staying on for them 4 days. They don't have any photos beyond 2007. So, yeah. That's where it has to start. It sounds we have to start within our own family dynamics. We definitely do. Let me go back up. I think I missed something. Miss Erica says, y'all remember when a sister was asked about the grandparents? She did a weird smirk and said, no, that never happened. I got to go back and watch and listen because Keith said it was the grandparents' house. She definitely did say it was the grandparents' house. And she also said if anybody would have knew that she was there and what had happened to her and those voices that she heard in that house, in another room that Jarvis told her not to go in, she said it would have been that sister. Now, I always stated that someone all the way right with that sister. I get the tears. I see the tears. I get that she was the one that was cooperating, and I get all of that. But you can't tell me that she didn't know her brother was a monster. I refuse to believe that. You also can't tell me that somebody didn't groom Jarvis to be the monster that he became. He got that from somewhere. Okay. So, and knowing that somebody seen and knew something, and they always been seeing and knowing something, do they just don't want to be involved? You know, they don't want to go down. Now, how long? I don't know how long the house, if his grandmother was alive at the time, if she wasn't alive at the time, because she did say the house was very raggedy, very raggedy. We cannot say Miss Lex if we know that she's a murder. She said she didn't even know why her brother went to prison. If a person will tell a white lie, quote unquote, a little lie about something, just imagine what else they lying about. So we don't want to be too sure about what they know and what they don't know. Clearly, we got Kenya now want to discuss 40 years of CPS when she said she had no idea prior to 2022 in September. Okay. So we don't want to say who know what. Everybody is guilty until proven innocent in this spiritual court here, is how I see it. Detectives. Now, if the victim said that the sister was there, rather she knows if he was a murderer or not. I feel like if you will abuse a person, you will put a gun to a person's head, because she also said that Jarvis did that to her, which was the main reason why she decided to submit to any order that he made. Then that means they knew. He wasn't alone. All of this shit is a cover-up. All of this shit is a cover-up. The news reporters, the fucking businesses, the people, all of this is a cover-up. I don't believe none of this shit show they got going on. The so-called, all of a sudden you want to speak up and tell what's going on, and I question all of it. All of it. Say she was looking at him like he was a monster when she was on the stand. She definitely was, Alexis. I think a lot of us was processing it as a sister who's just utterly disgusted of her brother. But when we look at things from a higher perspective, we got to know that she knew something. And like I said, when she said that she didn't know much about what her brother was doing, and when I clearly have photos of her with Jarvis in the early 2000s in a car riding with him, she didn't look like she ain't deal with her brother to me. We got to also keep in mind that that same sister would deal with Jarvis to get her car fixed for free, because she made that clear on a stand as well. and you say them tears meant nothing to you, it sounds. Yeah, we gotta see beyond the tears, unfortunately, because there's a missing child here who is abused sexually and possibly unalive. So tears in cases like this can be used as manipulation. So that's how I see that. Nobody reacted with real tears from the very beginning. The ones that were on the stand, okay, besides the sister, we don't know if she was crying out. She could have been crying out of fear. She could have been crying out of, who knows, disgust, whatever it was, okay? We don't know. You say she can't make you believe that she didn't know what he was in jail for. Like, that's crazy. Like, okay, if you don't deal with them, fine. A lot of us got family members that we don't deal with on a day-to-day. But we know why our folks be in prison. That's your brother. Even if you don't talk to him, somebody told you why he was in prison. And what's also questionable is that the same sister told Shannon that she should leave Jarvis alone after she had her first child, Janiyah. So that means she knew something about her brother's character and monstrous behaviors. As far as I'm concerned, she knew. And if it's true, she wanted to warn Shannon about it. My question, my thoughts, and I know that you guys have had the same question. How was it that Jarvis became introduced to the Harris family? Right, the way Black folks talk. Mm-hmm. The way they talk, look, the drama gonna spread faster than anything. You know, people can't wait to spread that type of shit. Did you hear Jarvis went to prison for fucking around with a child? Like, come on now. Everybody knew this. So how did Jarvis get introduced to the Harris family? A lot of y'all believe that it was through Marquita. When it was not. It was not through Marquita. Lady introduced Jarvis to the Harris family. Okay? And I want to be very clear about that. It was said that Lady was working with Jarvis, maybe doing some housework and things like that. Because there was somebody in my comments saying, and I forgot to screenshot it because I would just show y'all, but I might have deleted it and deleted them. I probably should have kept it in my comments, but sometimes I just be like, mute from now on. But he said, or it was she, dog, you can't say nothing. Basically, I can't say nothing about Lady. You can't tell. Lady ain't got to speak up. Lady ain't got to do this. Lady ain't got to do that. I beg your fucking pardon. I told him, there's a lot of things you obviously don't know about Lady. Yeah. You say they're saying Annette was the one who brought him around. But according to the source that I got this information from, y'all, it was Lady. Okay. Now, yes. Now y'all can pretty much put y'all 2 and 2s together if you want to believe, knowing Jarvis, if him and Lady were intimate in any way. Okay, put your 2 and 2s together. Because that changes the whole situation, don't it? So the question is, why won't Lady speak? Why won't Lady speak? Why does it seem like people are giving her a pass? Miss Erica says, now my brain is wondering, Lady stopped Roxy and said, what about the hotel? Her focus was the hotel, but I just assumed that it was because the word, a word was Naziyah was there. Maybe she know more about that hotel than she wants to say she know about that hotel. And see, that's another thing, Love Angel. 1:44 a.m. is when you sent this message. She said, I believe it. She said it was said that she was 11 through 13 found in the crack house. But what I'm going to tell y'all is Lady didn't get strung out on drugs until she was well in her 20s. She was not even on drugs when she lost custody of her children. So it's very valid for the public to want to know, where is Lady? Where was Lady? Why was Jarvis introduced to this family? Why did Jarvis remain in his family? Why are sisters sharing Ping Ping? You know? What is really going on here? Say, where's she at? She should not get a pass at all. Right. Kaylin says, right, because I would have disowned my brother after he essayed a girl and gave a baby an STD. Right. She didn't disown him after he spent 10 years in prison for SA and a child. Long as she got her car fixed for free. Batman says, bet that sister didn't let him around her kids. Bet you she didn't either. She know better. Or hell, we don't know. We don't know what them people on. Say he was strolling her. That's why it could have been. She could have been working for Jarvis. We all know Jarvis really don't like to work. He like women to work for him. He don't like to work. Christine says, is it true that hotel got new owners? So maybe that's why they painted it that too. Well, I'm wondering if Frank was one of the new owners, because that color is very significant, that yellow and that red. And remember, I said that Frank he does like to keep his establishments looking a certain way. He do. I observed that about Frank. Not that I know him personally, I just observed that about him. So, and I also know that they get businesses and buy businesses, get rid of the business or let it expire, like they have so many businesses in their family connected to their family. So many. And it makes me wonder why. Why do they keep switching names? Are they running from something? Are they trying to, you know, keep paper trails from being followed? What is it? Right? What the hell is going on? So let me share my screen because I done went on talking to y'all in the comments. Let me get this screen back sharing. Money laundering. Yes, I was thinking that too. It's got something to do because they have a check cashing. They got a one of them was called Pay and Save. Pay and Save. One of them was called, I don't know why check cashing was just coming up to my mind. Like something to do with checks. Y'all, I do believe Annette was getting money. I believe somebody was getting paid off. Jarvis was too. So y'all look at these flower pots. Okay. Can y'all see that real good? Let me put that over there. One, 143. I'll be seeing that number a lot too within this case. 143. Not 134, but the number is 143. Okay. So why they only got 2022? Where are the other photos? I didn't mean to do that. You say that shot with nothing but a front. You say because it's a cover-up for child trafficking. Right. You say those businesses are just to keep the money clean. Yes. Yes. Right. Right. Okay. So look, there was some more pictures to this business that I was looking at earlier. Some beyond 2022. Not sure why it's not showing up here now. Anywho. Okay, so we know he owned this spot, that spot, and over here. Can y'all see my arrow over there to the left? He owned that too. Say your husband was doing work for one. If them Indians that own a hotel, next thing you know, he wanted him to do drug shit. Okay, so this was another spot that Frank owned too. Across from this gas station right here. It's red and white. So this is one of them potting areas where I know that lady on Connors and Harper, she did this because I seen her when she was doing it too. But let me take y'all to back on 3 Mile. Oh yeah, they got gas stations too that they own, of course, right? That's not ironic. That ain't too far-fetched, is it? You say it'd be wild if they had the pics removed real quick. You know, I'll be thinking that too, like, because how is it that they have businesses in their names in those years, but the pictures are not available on Google Maps? How? They're not. Okay, so I remember that. Remember, the gate was painted, and that was 2017, right? Now, y'all see these flower pots. Let me go down here some. Y'all know the number 9 represents completion, right? This address equals 9 here, where this red and yellow fence is. Come on now. Come on now. Move quicker. He's saying that's the father said it. My husband. Okay, let's make sure I didn't miss any comments. Do y'all really think that this is ironic? No way. No way. This address here is damn, what do it say? My knee hurts. 4701. You say they make money off of a business, then they pass it to somebody else in the family. They probably do that to keep bank loans coming. Gotta be. Gotta be. Gots to be. Because that makes sense. Okay. So 2018, this was the color of the fence. This was the color of the house. This is how the house looked. You know. It wasn't until 2019 where they changed it to that full-blown yellow. Even back in 2013, is what it looked like. Matter of fact, at one point, it had 2 houses next to it. So evidently, they bought them 2 lots. And then this is what the house originally looked like here. And then it went from that to this. So in over a year. I just think whoever painted that shop painted this house. Long story short, whoever painted that damn house painted this. I mean, whoever painted that shop had something to do with this, for real. That's what I think. And why? I don't know. Why did this just so happen to be the area that Naziyah got off her bus? Is in question to me as well. Let me see. Make sure I'm missing your comments. Oh, dang. I wasn't even looking at the screen. Hold on, y'all. You said lady went to school with Jarvis. Lady went to school with Jarvis. Well, she the one that introduced them for sure. She the one that introduced Jarvis to them people. So if anybody knew anything about Jarvis and what he do, it would have been Lady. The question is, why did Lady allow him around her children? Why did Lady allow him around her family? What was Lady gaining from it? Apparently, these people don't have no self-respect, no dignity, no loyalty to anything or anyone. So They're totally in survival mode. So they're willing to give up their soul for some type of financial gain. I'm about to pull it back up. I didn't realize that it had dropped down. Say probably own strip clubs too. Probably do. Probably do. Mm-hmm. Hmm. So it's really like, what the hell, Leontay, is going on, y'all? What is going on? But okay, you guys can see the house now. I'm not sure what y'all seen and what you didn't see, because I was just talking. But basically, this fence back in 2018 is when they changed it. It was red and white. Okay, so then we got Frank Shops, who's already red and yellow. We got this location where Naziyah was last seen alive. Well, I'm not gonna say she was last seen because she was last seen with Jarvis and that other clown. But this is a landmark, okay? And then the young lady who dealt with Jarvis, there was a red and yellow market at the corner, about 2 streets down from the house she was at the corner, okay? It was a market that was painted red and yellow at that time. There was also a red building that Jarvis had demanded that she work from. That corner, it was on a corner. So yes, this is the house. Okay, so back in, yeah. Let me see. Let me go a little closer. Waverly, you should be able to see it now, right? It's just so loud. Like, why is this paint so loud? Why? Could this house be a holding spot or something? A cover up? What is they hiding here? What is going on? Then I'm thinking about all of the businesses, because some of the businesses that I looked up to, y'all, they were demolished. They were tore down. So it's nothing for them to get new establishments, tear down buildings, pretty much cover their tracks. Cover their tracks. So again, this was 2018. It was red and white. The very next year, they turned it to yellow and white. As you can see here in 2019. Why? Frank started doing paint jobs on his establishment around 2017, 2018 as well. Okay, so his other location on Neff and Warren is also the same color. He has a business on, so we got the Travel Inn with this red and yellow color. We got several of his businesses with this red and yellow color. The young lady who went through what she went through, that same color came up. One of the places that they so-called owned at one point in time, It was called the Firebird. The Firebird. It was a gas station that is red and white. Red and white. And then another place that Frank owns is like near 8 Mile. 8 Mile and Gratiot. We'll say 8 Mile and Gratiot. So that one is like a red and blue. Red and blue. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Share this. I don't know. It keeps unsharing the screen, so I have to share it again. But let me pull it up first. Express Quick Lube is what it is. Say them colors mean something. It's all connected. Yes, that's what I'm thinking too. So this is the other place. And then right across the street from it, it's the same colors too. So hold on, let me get y'all here. Oh my goodness. Sometimes y'all, I just sit here. I just sit here and just be thinking and wondering, like, what is it? Is it something that I'm not seeing? You know? Waverly says she see it now. And I've been waiting to landmarks. And it's like, to what? What is the operation here? Well, we know there's an operation, but how is the operation operating? That's the question. You say, who want their fences a bright yellow? Right. It makes no sense. In the sidewalk, bright red. Is it something that they can see from up above the house or something? Because what is the point of this? Can they see these colors from in the sky, like if they're flying over? What y'all think about that? Maybe it's for them to see these landmarks from the sky, like up. I don't know. But I'm wondering. And let me say this too, y'all. For the very childish people, y'all, it's so childish to say that somebody is stealing content. Look, we are all invested in this case, regardless of personal feelings. Who gives a fuck about that? For real. You know, if it's something that comes up about Naziyah Harris' case, I'm going to listen, I'm going to observe it, and I'm going to discuss it if I find the need to. So let's not be very extremely childish when it comes to this. Like, nobody has to steal anything. This is all about getting to the nitty gritty and get into the root cause of what's going on, because obviously we can't depend on media and we can't depend on the prosecutor to put an end to this or to get down to what is really going on behind the scenes. Okay. If it's about Kimani, because now I'm running both of these cases. Now I'm diving deep into both of these cases simultaneously. And I must say, it takes a toll on my mental. It does. And I have to take breaks. But you say if the goal is to find Naziyah, what difference do it make? Right. That's how you know people doing it for the wrong reason. Right. Because honestly, I don't care. If somebody make a good, valid point, rather they feel a way about me or vice versa, whatever. I don't actually, let me make that clear. I don't feel no way about nobody on this internet. Because once I hit in live stream, I go to my life. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about these cases. Nobody on this internet besides my supporters contribute to any amount of bills being paid in my house. So my supporters, y'all get all the respect and love from me. You understand? So anything else outside of that, don't get too much thought outside of the actual case itself and the people who support me in this channel. I love and appreciate you all. I just want to say that so y'all know. Okay. You say, I wonder, Batman says, I wonder what business or money he has invested in the prison system. Right. Because we all know he avoided prison and he definitely did the same things that Jarvis did. He definitely did. And he didn't go. Hey, Capricorn, I'm good. How are you tonight or morning? Wherever you are. Right. You that's so right, Miss Erica. That's so right. You say that's like saying Channel 5 News steal from Channel 6. Uneducated. Yes, that's stupid. You are so right. They all report the same things. The thing for them is who can report it the quickest. This ain't about the quickest for me, but it's definitely about the details. It's definitely about the details. Waverly says, and I'll be so wrapped up in this, like I have to make sure that I'm still functioning in my real life and for my kids and things like that, like because I really be sitting here at this computer for hours trying to figure shit out. And I come to y'all because I want to present it to y'all. Look, spiritual detective, like that's what this channel is about. Like we want to detect some shit, we want to dive in, we want to investigate it. A lot of people say y'all ain't detectives, y'all internet detectives. We spiritual detectives. We see beyond the physical. Something that these physical entities don't want us to do. They don't want us to dive deep into their bullshit and start exposing things. They don't want that. They totally depend on the collective mind not questioning these systems, and we do the opposite. So with that said, Kaylin says it's a small airport. They do private helicopter. Yeah. Yep, they sure do. Right there across from a shop that Frank owned too. He owned a shop on Connors and Outer Drive. Let me see if I can pull that up for y'all. Connors and Outer Drive at one point. I'm not sure if he still owns it right now. We're going to look at the pictures though. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. All right. So let's head over to Connors and Outer Drive. And that's where the airport is as well. Let me get that off the screen. You Miss Erica say we dig it deep as we should. This about the children, please, okay? Anybody that feel away. Okay. It may be down some ways, but anyway, this is that private airport right here. As long as it load up. Okay. This is the private airport. And this is Frank's shop right here. Another one. He really like on his DJ Khaled shit in real time. This is another one right here. And I feel like Frank is about the same age as Jarvis, or maybe he could be between 45 and I don't think he's 60. I don't think he that old, but maybe. Okay. So y'all see that this picture was back in 2022. So between 2019 and August of 2021, Frank owned this, okay? Because we got 2019, it was a different color. This is what it looked like. Okay, so and you can see it's red and yellow in there. And he already started with the red light beams being red or whatever. So he must have bought this in 2019. Yeah. That's what I'm assuming. He bought this in 2019. Yep, it says coming soon, Frank's, right there on that sign. Okay. So by 2021, it was fully up and running. Right across the street from the airport. Y'all see what I'm saying? He has a signature. He got a signature look about his shit. They own houses all over Michigan. Well, at least from Dearborn to East. Is that him in that van? That looked like a woman to me. It's just a heavy set woman. So your spirit says she dissolved in a barrel or is in a container. She's definitely metal. I have mixed feelings about it. About what I believe may have happened. You know. What's this down here? Oh, look. Okay, wait a minute. I have to go up the street. Yep. So I'm thinking, my question is, could Frank be the mastermind? Or could this possibly be bigger than Frank? Okay. So the other location, I think did I show you the other one? Oh, it's another one. Okay. So damn many of them. Go to the one on 8 Mile. Let me stop sharing this real quick. Y'all still there in the chat? Now y'all like to fall asleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here where I am. Okay. Let me pull up his other businesses. Or at least go to the one on 8 Mile. 8 Mile and Naziyah can say, yep, love Angel. Okay. Okay, Harper, Russell, Connor. No, that ain't it. Traveling. Oh, 140708 Mile. That's what it is. No, that ain't the one. It's 2 on 8 Mile. Trying to get the right one. Marathon. Okay. Let's look it up. Look, we're going to get some divine justice, law, and order for these children. One way or the other. I think this is the one right here. Okay, let me share my screen with y'all. 22. Oh, it is 222. We have 144 people in the chat. Shout out to the divine. Ashe. Okay. Which one am I sharing? Yeah, me too, Miss Erica. Numbers mean everything. We live in a numerical verse. You know, numbers are significant. Is it 14008 8 Mile? Yep. And words have a numerical meaning. So we ought to pay close attention to numbers. That's why I keep saying certain numbers, like 111 in Naziyah's case, is significant. 143 is significant. 144 is significant. Those are the 3 numbers that I've seen over and over. Like whether it was a time somebody called somebody, like a timestamp on a video that they played, something. I seen it. So okay, where are the pictures? It's definitely not crazy, Serenity. Numbers is the universe's way of communicating with us. We need to pay close attention to numbers and find out their numerical value, or look into gematria so that we know. Decode the matrix. That is what we're doing. As we dive deep into these cases like this, we are decoding what wishes to be hidden and in secret. Because we know nothing is a coincidence and everything happens because of somebody planned it. It's some type of operation going on. These kids are not coming up missing by happenstance. We just got to be diligent enough to catch it and see it. And it be hidden in plain sight. That's what really be bugging me, because it's like, what am I missing here? What am I not seeing? You know? You say they think you crazy till they get sick and need some protection. You ain't get my protection. You should have thought about that before. Yeah. Christians say I say. Yes, ma'am. Come on now. Goodness. Where's the photos? Oh, let me go to the street view. Oh boy, oh boy. You say the truth is always closer than what we think. That's what bugs me, Serenity. That's it. I swear. No, I just don't want to show me the street view. Come on now. My God. Well, while we wait on that, let me go. Let me go to my other notes, because some things I wrote down before. Oh, it's not. You say, after over a year, nobody but Jarvis has any charges and has no right. Definitely questionable. Ain't nobody seen nothing. Don't nobody know nothing. I don't believe that. And all is energy, y'all. So when we learn to think about things from an energetic perspective, we know that something is definitely spiritually happening here. We are not the physical. We are having a physical experience, but everything happens spiritually first. So with that said, and that in mind, okay, so the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, you say, let me get back to the comments. Hold on, y'all. You say that's how it go when it's a black little girl. Mm-hmm. They want us to forget. You're saying, why is Frank's record sealed? He should be on the offenders list if he was charged. Is it a possibility that once he served his probation that it would not show as an offender? Because I definitely looked myself. I didn't see anything. But I'm thinking maybe I should pay for some records and make sure. But I didn't see his record. Let's do it like that. Enough of me's on the screen. Serenity said that's how you know he got some people in high places. Right. That damn cult. That damn cult. Nine is significant. 9,000 Connor is the shop address, right? Naziyah went missing on 1/9/24. If we add up the 1 to 9, if we add up January 4th, 2020, January 9th, 2024, we get 9. The number 13, let's go into what the number 13 means, but 9, let me focus on 9 first. I just think 13, it reminded me. So that date totals to 9 as well. Okay. And even after time served, he would still be an offender. Okay. He would still be. All right. You say there are records in even parts of him appearing in court. All right. I got to get it. I got to get to it. Unless if any of y'all got it, don't hesitate to send it to my email. Okay. Say my sister baby daddy is still on there. It's a victim under 13. Okay. So we need the records then. You say, was the only thing I could find was the tire dumping article. That's what I saw too. You said, right. They tried to hide Jarvis' record too. Yeah. Okay. So 13. Because I meant to say 13 was a frequent number as well. Being that Jarvis's so-called favorite number is 13, a lot of children wind up missing at the age of 13, including Naziyah and Kimani. What is the significance of the number 13? Why 13? I know 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 means completion, just like 9. Oh, that's not the one that I want. Okay, I think this is it. So I was looking into what is the relevance of the number 13 in the matrix. Hold up, let me go to your comments. I was trying to show y'all the shot, but look, we'll get back to that. We're gonna move on for now. You said, remember Jarnell said he wasn't on the offender list until she brought it up. Right. Serenity said, is it Serenity? Yeah, Serenity said 13 is significant for entrepreneurship. Is it? So, we getting somewhere tonight. Okay, explain to us how 13 connects with entrepreneurship in the comment. And then I'm going to explain to y'all how the number 13 is used in the matrix and why a lot of children are sacrificed at that age in particular. You know, because the matrix likes to flip things. It likes to flip the natural order and way of things and flip it for the opposite, okay? The number 13 represents transformation, rebirth, and it is a divine feminine energy. Right? Because remember, I said the number 9 is a divine feminine or completion. You know, the number 9 is significant. A woman carries a child for 9 months. The highest number in the matrix is 9. Okay. Any number that we add can break down to 9. Okay. So 9 is significant in this realm. On an esoteric way and perspective, the number 13 should represent transformation, rebirth, and divine feminine energy. It's associated with cycles of nature. The 13 lunar cycles as well. Okay. Spiritual wisdom. Now, in ancient Kemet, the number 13 was linked to resurrection and eternal life. Okay. Osiris was dismembered into 14 parts, but Isis could only recover 13 parts of the body. Representation of feminine cycles and spiritual mastery. We got 143 in the chat. Remember, I just said to y'all 143 has been significant as well. Moving along. So the demonization and inversion in the matrix. Okay. Serenity says in Chinese astrology, people who are born on the 13th are usually successful entrepreneurs. Okay, so that's the significance in entrepreneurship, the number 13. Okay. So like I say, the feminine power was demonized and labeled as unlucky, okay, to keep people, the masses, in fear and disconnected from their spiritual essence. For example, Friday the 13th, things of that nature. Okay. Do y'all hear my dog snoring? Do y'all hear her? Okay. Y'all keeping up with me? We got symbolic matrix control. Oh, y'all don't? Because she is snoring, y'all. I wish I could turn the camera around so y'all can see her. She too comfortable. Sleep better than me. The number 13 also present within the matrix system in distorted forms from its natural way. Okay. So, like, for example, we got 13 bloodlines who are believed to control majority of our global systems. This is how I know this goes to a cult that's within another cult, so on and so forth. Okay. So basically 13 symbolizes like a concentrated power and control over the masses. If we think about like the matrix and the demiurge and these entities, they have to give sacrificial lambs to. They have to feed this entity. Keep up with me. Keep up. Okay. They have to make these sacrifices. Because if they don't, they will lose power. They will lose control. They will lose the illusions that they have created for the masses. I feel like as long as they stay in power, they have the power to keep the people in illusions and confused and not questioning things. We lose our power when we don't question things. We must question these systems. If we truly want these systems to stop abusing us, stop abusing our children, stop exploiting us, we have to question it. And we have to do it and not be fearful of anything. We must do that. Our children's lives depend on it. When we don't question anything, we don't speak up, we let things go under the rug, we let it just be and take it as what it is, face value, we're upholding their false sense of power in this false matrix that's going against our sovereignty and natural law and order. And I have to say things in a way where y'all get what I'm saying, because it could be a very complex topic. It could be unbelievable to some, to the ones that don't want to question things and to the ones that don't want to believe what's really going on behind the veil. They want us to believe that life is about work. Life is about raising kids and, being stressed out, depressed, abusing your body one way or the other, constantly on this rat race. They want us to believe that. They don't want you to settle down, be silent, meditate, question things, because then you start to see the illusions for exactly what they are. And you start to see the deceptions. Now I'm going to get to the comments, y'all. You say, She Lit says, I use a gematria calculator, which will give you a breakdown on the meaning of the number once you enter the number. Yes. I got it all written down. A lot of it. I ain't gonna say all of it, but I wrote down a lot. I did. But yeah. let me finish explaining this 13, and I'll go to my notes. Okay. I'll go to my notes. You say, I'm always in your lives in the bushes. Shout out to y'all in the bushes. I know some people like to just put the phone down, let it play and listen. They might be at work, they might fall asleep, wake back up, or, it's all good. It's all good, but thank you. She said, yep, when we believe them, that's when we give them our power. And we seemingly sacrifice our own to this demiurge, quote unquote, God, illusionary God. As you say, remember a few years ago, that white lady got caught kidnapping them kids on the east side while they were walking to school. You got to send me the name of that so I can go look into it. So a lot of times these are not even people. Like, we see people, but the spirit that they're operating from is that of that demiurge, that matrix, that fear-based spirit. Okay. Seeking whom and what it can devour. So when we learn to start seeing people spiritually and not for what they show themselves to be, then we can start to decode the matrix. We have to detach from that which we have been taught to believe since birth. Everything that you have been taught to believe is a lie. I can guarantee it. So if you have not questioned everything, chances are something in your psyche is holding on to a lie. Okay. Sheila says, you're doing a good job. Thank you. Say, yes, she ran a light and pulled. Oh, wow. Okay. So have y'all noticed that sometimes buildings may skip the 13th floor? Like, if you're in an elevator, have y'all noticed that sometimes some buildings don't even have the number 13 for you to press? Have anybody ever noticed that before? Astrology and numerology, 13 reduces to 4, which symbolizes foundation and structure. So the question would be, is the matrix using this energy to create systems of control and limit our spiritual expansion? Because if the number 4 is symbolizing foundation and structure, whose foundation and structure are we upholding, consciously or unconsciously? Miss Sexy Ray say, hit that like button. Thank you. Mildred says, phone down and listen that for me. Say, girl, yes. Okay. So I guess the next question we should be dissecting is, what traumas impact the matrix's blueprint? How are they able to manipulate us energetically and uphold this distorted perception of reality? They do it through our experiences in life, our relationships, our family dynamics, the work system, the religion system, the media, to keep us in this constant state of fear, constant state of distress, worry, depression, right? They have to disrupt our energetic blueprint from birth. So our sense of inner harmony, our sense of abundance, authentic self-expression begins to be exploited the moment that we are born into this false matrix, unless you have conscious parents. That is the only way that I can see that not being exploited for you. But most of our parents are definitely operating from their false and lower self. So most of us were energetically manipulated from the time we were born. And a lot of times our families reinforce the spirit of the matrix. Okay. So they have to keep the people in a sense of low self-worth, fear-based decision-making, difficulty forming healthy attachments, like somebody say in the comments, through the music, for sure. Through the music, and repeated patterns of suffering. So how does all of us feel when our children wind up missing, unalived, abused, mistreated? It gives us all this sense of suffering, worry. Now just imagine how that could keep the collective of people in a low vibration, and then how these systems can then siphon our energy as a collective to keep up the matrix, because all this energy, right? All this energy. That energy is being transformed, because you can transform energy in a way that is to the detriment of the person or collective of people, or to empower them. The matrix does not seek to empower you. It seeks to exploit you and abuse you so that they can siphon your fear-based energy to keep a fear-based system. It is 143 in the chat. I just noticed that. Okay, so the subconscious mind, we got to talk about that. It stores these imprints, okay? And without consciousness, like being aware, without conscious healing, these patterns project outwardly, which is the reason why most people project all of their bullshit onto other people. So what y'all thinking so far? Y'all keeping up? So this is why people often find themselves in cycles of toxic relationships and abusive dynamics. We are actively, collectively in a whole abusive relationship with the government. Right now. With these systems, all of these systems are abusive. Because the government is a mind control system. The word govern literally means mind, and the word ment means control, or vice versa. I might be switching the two, but I know it means mind control. So when we look at it from that perspective, how is the abuse taking place if they are a system that's trying to control the mind? What are they doing? They're attacking the mind. They went from physical chains to mental chains. They went from allowing the slaves to be free because they were already mentally enslaved. They knew that they will be chainless and still choose chains mentally. So we getting it from all angles, really. Whether that's a relationship dynamic, a family dynamic, a work dynamic, a religious dynamic, government to the collective is abusive. So we just really got to start questioning everything and recognizing the signs of psychological abuse. so that we can begin to free our minds as a collective people and not attack the ones who are seeking their sovereignty and birthright. Because a lot of times these NPCs, which represents or stands for non-player characters, what is a non-player character? A person who doesn't have the ability to think for themselves. When you become a person that starts to question the system, the NPCs will attack you. The ones who don't have the awareness, who don't have, the desire to question the system, they will attack you for disrupting the system. That's how deep and psychologically impaired most people are. You say, yep, they do everything but break free. Let them poison us with food and religion. Yep, the food, all of it. Yeah, it's warfare. So when we say it's spiritual warfare, that's what I mean when I say it's spiritual warfare. They're attacking us from every single angle to make sure that our minds are never free. What you consume in your body, the music that you consume, the content that you consume, the job, all of everything. Okay. So they want to keep us trapped in a karmic loop. They want to keep us trapped in a cycle of abuse. Almost like a narcissist and empath, like a wounded empath and narcissist dynamic. They want to keep us in that type of cycle. So we're always traumatized and never able to escape. Now, how can they do this in other ways, like in a family dynamic by way of trauma? So if we are born into a family who has not dealt with their trauma and who is not sovereign spiritually and conscious, more than likely something happened within your family dynamic. So one way or the other, you had suffered some form of abuse. Okay, the trauma disrupt our energetic field, which is our aura. Once our aura is manipulated in that way, it leaves us vulnerable as children to parasitic entities. Somebody say in the comments, to keep our souls from elevating. Yeah, to keep us stagnant. I think I hear my baby getting it. To keep us low vibrational and from ever discovering who you truly are. Okay? So these entities feed on low vibrations, fear, shame, pain, further distorting your birthright blueprint, which is that of a sovereign being. The matrix system manipulates these distortions to keep people disconnected from their true selves by manifesting cycles of suffering, okay, which is what I said earlier. Now, there are also 13 bloodlines that is often associated with some theories or conspiracies, which I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it'd be some truth to it. So as long as we keep coming back, they'll have slaves. As long as we keep submitting and believing these systems and not doing anything about it, then yeah. They got slaves in most of us. What is all of that? Is that milk? Okay. So there are 13 families, y'all, who are alleged to be the 13 bloodlines that are the power and forces behind these illusions that we see happening, these operations. Have any of you heard about the Rothschild family? Rothschild family. They are known to be the masterminds behind the banking and finance systems. I'm sure some of y'all heard about, a lot of y'all heard about Rockefeller. Rockefeller family or bloodline are the ones that owns and operates the oil, the pharmaceuticals, and the global institutions. Because when we think about these secret societies, if we know one secret society, there's always a even smaller secret society than that one, and so on and so forth. Because when it all boils down, it's probably like a handful of people that's really running all of these systems to maintain power, control, dominance over the masses, and ultimately siphon energy. That's what it's about. So we got the Astor family. They operate the fur trade, finance, and secret society influence. Say it's ghetto here. They done made it ghetto. We got the Bundy. We got the Bundy bloodline. That's the government and intelligence ties. See, the question is with these cases, with these children, is which bloodline is it connected to? We got the Collins. This bloodline is said to control the occult influence in secret societies as well. We got the DuPont, which is the industrial power, chemicals, and also the pharmaceuticals. A lot of this stuff overlap. A lot of the bloodlines overlap. Okay. Chinese financial is called, the bloodline is Li. And political influence. We got Kennedy bloodline. Then we have a president with last name Kennedy. Was his last name Kennedy? We had a Kennedy. But we got a Kennedy bloodline. That's politics, media, and social influence. We got Freeman. That's spiritual and occult connections. We got Onassis. That's shipping, wealth, and global commerce. We got the Reynolds. They handle they are the power over the tobacco and corporate influence. We got the Russell bloodline. They into skull and bones societies, educational influence as well. Everything is controlled. Everything is operated strategically. Everything is not a coincidence. Every system is very detailed on purpose. or every system is the way that it operates on purpose. We got the Van Dune bloodline. So that's the royal bloodline connections and corporate influence. So all of these families are said to work behind the scenes, maintaining their dominance through manipulation of financial systems, Federal Reserve, IMF, okay, World Bank, military, industrial complexes. Remember that Roxy is connected to a military person, military family. Her spouse. Okay. Just want to throw that out there. Say the matrix control system. So the bloodlines are allegedly the function of the gatekeepers of this knowledge. And you say, you sure the Rothschild? Yeah, well, that's a familiar name. And I know Rockefeller is too. That's a familiar last name. So they do all of these. They have all of these systems in place to control the narrative, to maintain the illusion of separation and scarcity. They also use divide and conquer tactics to create conflict and keep the masses distracted, preventing collective awakening. This is why they do it. They don't want us to get to it. They don't want you to question anything. They don't want us to wake each other up either. They don't want me to influence you to go within and question shit. Many occult symbols and numerology tied to the bloodlines are embedded in media, corporate logos, and governmental rituals to subliminally reinforce the matrix. That is why we have to make sure that we're paying attention to the details, the numbers and the colors. It's all coded. It's all coded in the matrix. They do things for a reason, on purpose, in plain sight. Why? Because they know most people don't know shit about numerology. They don't know about symbolism. They don't care to know about it. They don't care to question the patterns, because the patterns are always there. Procter and Gamble, yes. Okay. These bloodlines have made these systems to distort the divine feminine power, okay? They use divine feminine power to keep these systems up, to distort it, okay? So the number 13, which symbolizes divine transformation and feminine power, it has been demonized and exploited. So I believe that the number 13 being attached to these children in these cases, these are rituals that they're doing. And like I say, in plain sight, they feel like they so slick and they feel like they are so untouchable in the things that they do, that they can sacrifice our children right in front of our faces and make a news report about it. How fucking sway. oh, we could just kidnap kids and, you know, create, dramatize the situation, and, you know, deliver the messages that they deliver the messages on the news, and cover it in the news, and make it seem like they're so invested in getting, you know, solutions for our children, when indeed they're not. They're not. They don't want to help us. They're lying. They're deceptive. Creating these narratives for the people to believe, and definitely not, Curtis. They're not caring about Black children. They're not caring about no children, but specifically ours. Ceremonies right in our faces. So we must reclaim our sovereignty and question everything. Keep doing what we're doing, diving into these cases, questioning everything about these cases, and anything for that matter. Anything. Okay, well, this is just a situation that's happening in real time that we can discuss and, you know, dissect and talk about and explore the many other topics that they don't want us to question. And start to reject fear-based narratives. And don't back down. Don't back down. When you realize that you are truly against all forms of slavery, and you seek to see other people be mentally free in that way, then you have become a threat to the matrix. You are the glitch. You have become the glitch. If anybody is calling themselves guiding you, giving you spiritual counsel and preaching to you, and they're not directing you to go within yourself and question things, they are a part of the matrix. They are manipulating you and exploiting your spirituality and your birthright. Okay. Okay, they're getting ready to have 12 million Black people at their door. Yeah. So understanding the manipulation of the 13 bloodlines, it allows us, or individuals, to break free from the false hierarchies and reconnect with the divine blueprint, which is the divine source, the divinity in you, you know. And I'm going to go to these notes real quick. And I'm going to have to redo this live tomorrow or later on sometime. Yep, govern means control, and mint means mind. Control, mind control. Yes, I had it written down right there, so that was good. Gotta wake up and remember who we are. We really do. And I'm not gonna be quiet about it. If you don't like a person reminding you that you're in the matrix and you need to question things and you need to, you know, reclaim your power, because it helps us collectively, and individually. And I don't know it's the tip, because every chance I get, I'm gonna slip that right on in. We're gonna slip some consciousness in the message. Curtis says million men march against sex trafficking. Is this like, where is it supposed to be taking place at? I feel like I must have wrote it down somewhere else, because I had like a whole list of pink onesie. Her shoes, right? Her shoes was red, black, and white, right? Naziyah's shoes. I must have wrote that down somewhere. Oh no, I didn't. I wrote it here. I got so much. Okay. Oh, you just saying, yeah. I mean, we gotta free the minds though too. So it's like you gotta free your mind. You know, we can march all day long, but if we are not freeing the minds of the people, the change that's on the mind, we're still in the same boat. Okay. So one of the words that aligns with Naziyah's name is the living God. Okay. Harris, one of the words that aligns with that numerically, Harris, is sacrifice. Also, children aligns with that as well. Trying to make sure I don't miss nothing. The car. The word ninth aligns with the car, like the word the car. Okay. We know that car that Jarvis was driving is significant. We don't know if he hit something or not, but that blue car that he borrowed from his baby mother. Okay. Gambling also aligns with the word ninth. Because remember, I said the word, Naziyah went missing on the ninth. So that was the reason that I wanted to look at the word ninth. Cleaning. The word cleaning also aligns with ninth. I think that cleaning up, I think, is a code word. So then I went to look up the word cleaning, like cleaning up the shop. Do y'all know the word cleaning aligns with the word white? So I thought about the fact that Naziyah had on a white turtleneck in that picture, or she was waving. Cleaning also aligns with Connor. Cleaning also aligns with motel. Sacrifice, repeat. Choice. Jezebel, mental. Allies. The word shop aligns with clones. The one. God DNA. Star, night, loop, like loop. Okay. Crack cocaine also aligns with the word shop. Disease, deaths aligns with the word shot. Illegal aligns with the word shot. Annette name aligns with the word murder. Ransom, Connor, mother, asshole, criminal, basement, draconian, marigold. Now, what is marigold? Isn't marigold like a yellow? We got 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Y'all keeping up? And do anybody know what the draconian is? Shannon. Shannon aligns with matrix. Shannon also aligns with the word twins. The devil, Anunnaki, reptile. Reptile is interesting. Twins is interesting too, being that she is literally a twin. But again, these words are just numbers, really, ultimately. So it's not that surprising, but yeah. Shannon also aligns with God of chaos. The draconian is the god of chaos. So that's not surprising either. Draconian or demiurge is what I meant to say. Smoke bomb. When you think about smoke bomb, what do you think? When y'all think about smoke bomb, what do you think about that? Almost like smoke and mirrors. That's what comes to mind, like almost like a distraction or something. What do y'all think about that? She lit, sent the eyeballs. Y'all send the eyeballs if y'all lit like Miss Lit. Y'all getting it? Let me see some eyeballs in the chat. So Shannon also aligns with violence. Okay. Red scarf. Thought it was interesting that Annette was associated with the color yellow and Shannon is associated with the color red, which takes us back to those red and yellow colors, right? Shannon also aligns with the female heir, which to me, I see that as Annette passing the baton to Shannon. Shannon was the one that was going to save or sacrifice Naziyah. It was Shannon that had the choice to make. Although Annette approved it, although Lady was the one that introduced it, it was Shannon that had to ultimately make that choice. And we know that because Shannon said that Jarvis told her who he was and what he had went to prison for, and that society gave him another chance. So what did Shannon do? Shannon chose to give Jarvis another chance. That was key. That was key to me. Although he had already been around, but we don't know what happened between that time. But we know while Naziyah was in Shannon and Annette's care, we know for a fact that she was being sexually assaulted. Okay. Shannon also means crucify. Crucify. Shannon also aligns with alchemical. A man of greed. Curses. Unlocked. Incarnate. Hide and seek, and red star. They go to color red again. Okay. Say she picking up what I'm putting down, detective. Gotcha. Okay. So Annette This is what I wrote down from my numerical decoding. This is what I wrote down. Okay. And so this is old stuff. This is from the very beginning, y'all. This is stuff that I've discussed in the old stream a couple months ago. Okay. But it's okay if I bring it up now for those who think that I'm stealing content. Interesting. But anyway, Annette, because I bet you ain't nobody gonna break it down the way that I break it down. And I'm honestly not even breaking it down the way that I really want to. I'm doing it very quickly right now because it's getting late and my baby, she wanna go to sleep in my room. Okay, so Annette is passing the air to Shannon, which she's accepted. Shannon is being initiated, okay, into this malevolent ranking, okay? This is what I've learned as I study the matrix and I observe things, that they have ranks in the matrix, depending on how many people you can sacrifice, okay? This hierarchy game is about sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? First, they have to be willing to sacrifice their own soul. What is sacrificing your soul look like? You don't have self-respect. You don't have dignity. You're not operating from your divinity. Okay? You're willing to give away your manhood, your womanhood, your power. So that is what Shannon was gaining from this. Because remember, I say they always gain in something. All is energy. Money is an illusion. Everything we see is an illusion. Okay. So in knowing that, money is the motive, but not really. Think about it energetically. She's gaining some type of rank in this matrix. Period. Okay. From this principality of chaos. You might say it's in the mineral, draconian. Draconian is said to be that of like a malevolent, okay, like a malevolent spirit, like the demiurge, or what we refer to as the matrix. Okay, it's this force that is deceptive in all of its ways. Okay, nothing about it is natural. It's all unnatural. That makes sense. So Naziyah was the sacrificial lamb. They confessed all of their sins into Naziyah and created a chaotic life of wickedness by way of projection. This is why they attacked Naziyah. This is why we know that they spoke very negative about Naziyah. They didn't want Naziyah to love herself. They talked about how her hair texture was. They just abused her emotionally and mentally and physically, literally. So when people project things onto you, that's seemingly what you're doing. You're observing their chaos and karma, in a sense. Does that make sense? So when Shannon decided that she was going to sacrifice Naziyah, that's why. Because they wanted to use her as that sacrifice. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to get it out to you. Okay? Because in the matrix sense of doing things, like, okay, think about the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity, okay, is about giving and receiving. Us as sovereign beings, as, beings that operate from a space of nature, natural order. You give me good, I give you good. The matrix is the opposite of that. So you have to give, they still use the law of reciprocity, but they exploit it. Okay. So they're exploiting it. You got to give life for life. You get what I'm saying? So you want to gain rank, and you want to gain some type of power, whatever, then you have to give a life, because they need the blood. No, that sounds sick, but this is what I get. Okay. And we can't think that it's too far-fetched, because we're dealing with a very sick system. Very sick. We're talking about people that eat people, cannibalism. So it's not too far-fetched that you would have to sacrifice a human to gain something. Okay. So remember, I said Naziyah also aligns with the words, the living God. So that is what made her the perfect sacrifice. Her name literally meant that. So to clear karmic debt and rise in rank, Shannon had a choice, and she chose. Shannon is supposed to gain a superhuman ability. Remember, Shannon name aligns with reptile. She could be a goddamn reptilian for all we know. Okay? Shapeshift. And for me, shapeshift can look like many things. It might not mean that you have the ability to literally turn into something different right before somebody's eyes, but you learn how to manipulate. You learn how to manipulate and control people. So that will be shape-shifting on a psychological level. Okay? So that will be her superhuman power that she was supposed to gain. I do remember Janelle saying that Shannon is not the Shannon that she knew back then. Shannon has become something different. That stood out to me because I'm already knowing what I decoded from her name already. So when she said that, I'm like, bingo. She's already transformed because she completed that mission, which was to sacrifice Naziyah. Same thing with Kimani. I'm going to get to it. But we're going to focus on Naziyah right now. So it says, I wrote, okay? I wrote this. It says, she was supposed to gain a superhuman ability by way of malevolent chaos instead of divine chaos and transformation, because she doesn't have access to source energy. That source energy is that divine energy, that divine feminine energy that Naziyah has and had. Okay? This is how I know. When I say I feel connected to Naziyah, I know why energetically, because of the energy that Naziyah possessed while she was in this 3D realm. I know it is familiar to me. But they also, when you embody that divine feminine energy, source energy, the 9, those are the ones they want to sacrifice, the chosen ones, the black sheep. Okay? Those, the me's, they tried to sacrifice me many a times. Okay? Literally fighting for my life, sacrifice. Okay? But it didn't happen. Okay, now, they're never going to, this is what I wrote, and this is what I think. Okay? I don't think they're going to find Naziyah. And if they do, that'll be awesome. Because the family that cares about her definitely deserves that closure, and to be able to lay her to rest. But I also know how this malevolent force works, and it works beyond space and time. Okay, so the number 13, the unborn child, a girl, the next generation sacrificed Naziyah and her child, her unborn child. Okay. I also found it interesting. There was a little girl named Zanaya that went missing. Her and Naziyah's name aligned numerically. Thought that was interesting too. Naziyah name also aligns with Damned for Eternity, Jesuit, mysticism, fake news, exposed, dog star, Mona Lisa, matriarchy, coincidences don't exist. Naziyah's name aligns with the word or term, coincidences don't exist. She went missing on purpose by the people that were supposed to care. Child abuse also aligns with Naziyah as well. Now, as far as Roxy go, now this is Roxy. And then I think I stopped there, but I need to go and do the rest of them, like all of them, literally. Kenya, everybody that's attached, okay? But Roxy role in this, do y'all know her name resonates with propaganda? Like Roxy Rocks, the name that she used. I know that her biological name is Rosalind, but the actual name that she uses in media is Roxy Rocks. She's the face of the propaganda, appearing to be the savior in a horrible situation that was not a coincidence. This is a strategic operation, another form of energy siphoning. Okay, 1212 was significant, deadly Holy Spirit. Roxy is creating a children's organization to have more access to children without raising eyebrows or concerns. That is Roxy's role. Roxy Rock's name also resonates and aligns with the term Tavistock method. What is Tavistock method? It means psychological and social manipulation techniques rooted in the principles of behavioral science and group dynamics. Did she not come in influencing the people? Did Roxy not come in appearing to be the savior for Naziyah and the voice for Naziyah? She came in, whether she is conscious of it or not. Okay, the spirit that she operates from came in doing just that, knowing that she didn't have anything to do with Naziyah. Nothing. Okay, so Tavistock Institute is a human relations founded in 1947 in London. Over time, its name has become associated with theories of social engineering and psychological manipulation. What is behavioral science and social conditioning? It's about manipulating group psychology and social behaviors to be manipulated or influenced to shape collective thinking. Mass media, education, and social institutions can influence values and beliefs. Group dynamics and crowd control. Understanding how individuals behave in a group and versus individually. Okay. Allowing for the manipulation of crowds of mass populations techniques might include introducing emotional stimuli or crisis to provoke desired relations. That summed her up right to a T. Also, September 11th. That's 911. That number has been significant in her case as well. February 14th. That's 414. Also resonates with Rock's name numerically. Antichrist revealed. Okay. Preponderance of evidence. 144,000. Also, there's the number 9 again. 4 + 4 + 1. Not saying that she operates from complete higher consciousness. No, not in this case. Okay, so no, she's working with the force to exploit the 9, the force of 9. Okay. COVID-19 also resonates with Roxy Rocks. Worm people. The whole thing, Roxy Rocks resonates with the term, the whole thing. Okay. The whole thing. Tupac Shakur. That's interesting. That's another word that aligns with Roxy Rock's name as well. And that is the deep dive that I've taken so far. Those are my old notes. But I definitely want to make sure that this is how I know for a fact what I was feeling about Roxy, Shannon, and Annette. And all. Once I decode their name and I see it for what it is, I don't need nobody to agree with it. Because I know eventually it's going to come out. I don't need nobody to agree with nothing. Because I see it. I'll feel it first. But once I decode it and it makes sense when I write it down on paper and I put them words together, them numbers, it's a wrap. You say, wow, this is a deep breakdown. It is. And but you know, this is what I like to do. This is what I like to do. So, and we could do it. You guys can do it too. It's time consuming, but you can do it. Just start looking into the numerical decoding of words, because nothing is a coincidence. It's all coded. Everything that we experience is all coded. This is why it's important that we take back our sovereignty and our power to control our own reality. We are supposed to be consciously creating our realities. But instead, the Matrix is creating a lot of our realities for us. Not me, but for most people. Not me at this point, but at one point, yes. You know, I was just as much a slave as mentally as everybody else until I woke up. You know, why is this thing steady doing it? Let me be still. Until I woke up, you know. So if you don't want the Matrix to control your reality and create your reality for you, you must question things. You must decode the Matrix. You have to. Everything means something. Like even when I'm gonna decode all of that, all the colors. What I have an idea of what the colors mean, but like ranking all of them. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna present it to y'all and tell y'all what I came up with. And then y'all go and y'all do it. Y'all go do y'all research and y'all do diligence to tap in and decode and tell me what y'all come up with. Because this is bigger than just Jarvis. You know, this is bigger than just Shannon getting a little whatever the hell she gaining from it in the net. It's bigger than that. We're talking about a force that can manipulate time and space, that can operate beyond time and space. Can you imagine that or not? You know? But them third eyes need to be activated so you too can see beyond time and space. We are gods. We are manifestations of source energy. So we are gods. We are God experiencing its 3D realm. And our third eyes need to be fully activated so that we can see deeper and beyond the matrix. So yes, y'all. Oh yeah, Freemasonry. Freemasonry also is in alignment with Roxy Rock's name as well. Forget to say that. 69. The number 69. Okay. Freemasonry. Or how we say she just all of a sudden decided she wanted to do a organization. Well, now we know why. Because she's working with, she wanted them. She wanted them. But I'm going to go, y'all. I'm going to go. I'm going to make sure that I get all my stuff together so when I come back live, hopefully things be running smoothly in a way that it needs to run. And I'll be able to share my screen with y'all. Okay. If you still watching from the bushes, you feeling the vibe, go ahead and subscribe. What you waiting on? You've been here this long, go ahead and do that. And yeah, y'all stick around. I'll definitely have you thinking about some things. I definitely would. Because I'll be in my thoughts all day long. If I gotta be questioning everything, y'all gonna be questioning this stuff too. So y'all have a great rest of y'all night and morning. Good evening, good night, good morning. I don't know. I might put this live on members only. I might leave it up for some time, but I might put it on members only. Because we're going to have to run this back. We're going to have to run Frank back. And all of that. All right, y'all. Eric says, thank you, SDU. I'm woke. Miss Erica says, have a great morning. See y'all later. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, this is the camera. I'm looking at the wrong one. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for sitting here listening this long. Because I find something to talk about. If I can't share what I wanted to share, which, like I said, I find very odd because everything was working perfectly fine. Before I hit that live button, I double, triple, quadruple checked. It was working fine. My mic was working fine. Everything. So, yeah, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Be blissful. Question everything and everybody. It is your birthright to be mentally free. Who are you willing to leave behind for your mental freedom? Is the question you ought to ask. Me, I walk away from anybody and anything. Okay, I am a true abolitionist at heart. I am against all form of slavery, mentally, physically. We're not meant to be controlled and we shouldn't accept that. So see y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day, morning. Shout out to the ones that is going to catch this replay. And I'll catch y'all later.